Marcel Duchamp, pioneering upcycle art and the concept of the ready-made. Marcel Duchamp, 1887–1968, a prominent figure in the art world, is widely regarded as a visionary who pioneered upcycle art. His innovative ideas challenged the traditional notions of art, and revolutionized the landscape of artistic expression. Background and early life. Born in Normandy, France, Duchamp hailed from a family of artists, and honed his skills at the prestigious Académie Julian in Paris. Throughout the early 20th century, he experimented with various art forms, including painting, sculpture, and conceptual art. Duchamp's exploration of the Dada movement, which questioned long-held assumptions about art and its creation, propelled him to new artistic heights. In the years immediately preceding World War I, Duchamp found success as a painter in Paris. But he soon gave up painting almost entirely, as he rejected purely visual or what he dubbed retinal pleasure, deeming it to be facile. He sought intellectual and concept-driven approaches, stating, "I was interested in ideas, not merely in visual products." Seeking an alternative to representing objects in paint, Duchamp began presenting objects themselves as art. He took mass-produced, commercially available, often utilitarian objects, designated them as art, and bestowed them with titles. It was the concept of the ready-made, which he called it, that truly set him apart. The concept of the ready-made. The concept of ready-made is Duchamp's most influential and controversial contribution to the art world, since he began creating in 1914. It came to designate everyday objects, taken out of their usual context, and presented as art. With an ordinary object elevated to the dignity of a work of art, by the mere choice of an artist, Duchamp sparked intense debates, and challenged centuries of notions of what is art, the role of artists, and the very definition of creativity. Duchamp claimed to select the pieces, based on a reaction of visual indifference, with at the same time a total absence of good or bad taste, reflecting his sense of irony, humor, and ambiguity. His first ready-made sent shock waves across the art world, that can still be felt today. Iconic artworks. Among Duchamp's most iconic ready-made is Fountain from 1917. This audacious piece featured an upside-down porcelain urinal, purchased from a store, and presented as art, simply by signing it with the pseudonym R. Mutt. Another notable example is the bicycle wheel from 1913. It combined an inverted bicycle wheel, mounted on a wooden stool, blurring the boundaries between art and everyday life. Duchamp's assemblage explored movement, and the concept of kinetic art. LHOOQ, from 1919 demonstrates Duchamp's sense of humor, and subversive approach to art. It involved taking a postcard reproduction of Leonardo da Vinci's iconic painting, the Mona Lisa, and adding a mustache and goatee to the image. His multimedia installation, Eton Dawn, created from 1946 to 1966, provided viewers with a peephole into a scene, featuring a female nude lying on a bed of twigs, surrounded by various objects. Duchamp meticulously assembled and repurposed materials to create a highly detailed and thought-provoking tableau. These examples demonstrate Duchamp's pioneering use of ready-made, and his ability to transform ordinary objects into artworks that challenged conventional artistic practices. Ready-made and upcycle art. Duchamp's ready-made inspired artists to find beauty and artistic potential in unconventional places, and laid the foundation for the emergence of upcycle art as a new art form. Upcycle art, also known as found object art, involves repurposing discarded materials and objects to create new works of art. The concept gained significant recognition and popularity during the 1960s and 1970s, with the rise of the environmental movement, and the increasing emphasis on sustainability. During this time, artists began to experiment with unconventional materials and objects, often salvaged from everyday waste or discarded items, echoing the transformative spirit of Duchamp's ready-made. Whereas Duchamp's purpose was more for shock value, by rendering everyday objects as works of art, upcycling involves repurposing the item itself as a medium, to create a new kind of art form. It rings of an altruistic intention for objects left for the trash heap, by changing them into something better, and more transcendent than what they were originally. Duchamp's influence can be seen in the work of contemporary upcycle artists, who continue to repurpose discarded materials, bringing new life and meaning to everyday objects, and transforming the mundane into the extraordinary. UAACS, Upcycle Art and Crafts Society. When creativity meets sustainability,